As Americans wonder how they will pay their bills, the mainstream media confirms today that Joe Biden was on vacation over 300% more than former President Barack Obama during this exact same time. The media says lie after lie after lie about Donald Trump and his wife Melania. And Ukraine is hit with another horrifying missile attack as President Zelensky lies that Russia is actually the one being hurt. But hurt by what? Having less missiles than the day before? Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. Welcome to 2024, possibly President Joe Biden's last year in office. Since 2020, our country has been hammered by threats such as lockdowns, inflation, government corruption, wars, government corruption, and corruption within the government. Now, thankfully, most of us here are awaiting a much needed change of luck, and today is the beginning of a new year. Unfortunately, we currently have a president who has spent 39% of his presidency on vacation and has no explanation for why as the country crumbles and the economy softens. At Biden's current pace, 139 days on average away from the workplace, he is set to break a record as the United States president that vacationed away from the White House more than any other. For comparison, Barack Obama vacationed on average 41 days and Trump 92 days. So Biden just loves to leave work behind and go sit on the beach and do absolutely nothing. Now, over time, it really seems that the president is working less and less and vacationing more. However, President Trump has just defended his vacations by saying everywhere he went, he took work with him. While at Mar-a-Lago, Trump stated, "When I take a vacation, I'm always working," which is a big difference in comparison to Biden, who doesn't talk to anyone while on vacation. Trump stated, "Did you know that? People call him and his staff literally says he'll get back to you in 2 or 3 weeks. He's on vacation." Now, during this same interview, Donald Trump also championed how people are finally starting to realize what the border crisis is doing to our country. Trump stated, "For the first time this week, I'm seeing that the border is becoming a real story. People are now seeing it's destroying our country." By the end of Biden's 2024 presidency, Trump predicts that Biden will be responsible for importing nearly 15 million illegal immigrants, which is 5% of the total population. If Trump does plan to deport all of these people, I don't even want to know how much that's going to cost taxpayers. So maybe the first thing to do is just block new people from coming in while they figure out what to do with the 15 million that got into the country. Now, of course, this scenario relies on the assumption that Trump will be allowed to run by the Supreme Court of the United States, which is very likely, but there is a chance they might block him. However, Democrat Representative Jamie Raskin of Maryland has just called on Justice Clarence Thomas to recuse himself due to an alleged violation of court ethics code. Raskin stated, "If your wife was involved in the big lie in claiming that Donald Trump had actually won the presidential election and had been agitating for that and participating in the event leading up to January 6th, you shouldn't be participating." Now, if this is the standard, then I'm not sure why Raskins isn't calling for Judge Enegron in the Trump fraud case in New York to recuse himself due to his wife's public statements that Donald Trump should go to jail for the rest of his life. Of course, this Raskins is a complete hypocrite and a liar, but now you see why for the last couple of months they've been on Justice Clarence Thomas's case, trying to get him disbarred, removed from the bench, to recuse himself. It's because they know that he is going to side with Donald Trump, and they're terrified that on the Supreme Court level, Trump is going to be allowed to run for president. Okay, now a little bit more about Trump, and then I promise on to other news. The media has been spreading rumors for the last couple of weeks that Trump and Melania are in a bad place, that their marriage is falling apart, that they're most likely heading for divorce. That is all a lie. The former First Lady's mother is extremely ill. So Melania has been spending extra time in and out of the hospital with her mother, as she will likely pass soon, and she wants to soak up every last minute she can. Now, the media knows this, and they have purposely chosen to defame Melania, to spread rumors, and to lie to the American people. But I'm here to set the record straight, and I hope good things for Melania, Trump's mother. Although 15 million illegal immigrants in 4 short years is troubling, California is taking steps further by providing them with free health care. Now, we know from economics there's no such thing as a free lunch, and that is still true today. This means that people in California, your tax money is going to be paying for illegal immigrants that don't pay into the system, that haven't been working here for decades, that don't have property taxes. Right? Yes, they're going to pay sales tax when they buy stuff. And yes, that sales tax is extremely high in California, but you guys are going to bear the burden of Gavin Newsom. Now, back in 2019, only people aged 25 and below were eligible for such benefits. But now the law has been extended to 50 plus as well. I really don't see a world where California doesn't raise taxes even higher in order to cover people who don't pay any taxes. Now, if Governor Gavin Newsom ever tries to run for president, he's going to have a rude awakening, because most of America is not going to put up with this kind of crap, and they're not going to put up with higher taxes, more benefits to illegal immigrants, less benefits to veterans, to children, to senior citizens, to baby boomers. They're not going to put up with it. So, Gavin Newsom, you just basically sealed your own fate when it comes to running for president. Now, last week I reported that Russia issued its largest attack on Ukraine yet, which is now unfortunately generating a cycle of revenge attacks. After Russia bombarded Ukraine, President Zelensky responded by attacking Belgorod, a Russian border city, which resulted in the death of 21 Russians. As expected, Putin followed up by attacking Ukraine's second largest city with 50 drones, where 28 people are now seriously injured or dead. The war is now devolving as both sides do revenge attacks on each other, and more civilians are being killed because they refuse to come to the peace agreement table. To set off the new year, Russia's President Putin vowed that he will never back down. As he stated, there is no such force that can divide us, make us forget the memory and the faith of our fathers to stop our development. Now, on the other side, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky vowed that Russia will feel the wrath of Ukraine's domestic production. He detailed the country's production plans by stating, "Our weapons, our equipment, artillery, our shells, our drones, our naval greetings to the enemy, at least 1 million Ukrainian FPV drones, all of which we will generously use on land, in the sky, and of course at sea, our Black Sea." So things are about to get really ugly. I thought this war was wrapping up, but I'll continue to cover it through 2024, as many of you are still incredibly curious about what's going on. Sadly, there has been a massive earthquake on the island of Japan, over 7 on the Richter scale. Several dozen people have been confirmed dead. Many hundreds or thousands are injured, and sadly, it's dealing with tsunamis now and lots of fallout. Over in Israel, terrorists escalated their attacks right out of the gates in 2024. Thankfully, most of the rockets shot at Israel were brought down by the Iron Dome system. Hamas seemingly has unlimited rockets and explosives, even though Israel recently seized over 30,000 of them in Gaza, which showcases the profound issue Israel must resolve. They have neighbors that wish for them to be dead from the river to the sea, and they have all of these missiles coming in from different parts of the world in order to fulfill their mission plan of killing Jews and Israeli citizens. Now, IDF spokesman Dan Hagari appeared to place some of the blame on the United States because Hamas currently believes the war will end soon due to Biden's comments. In simple terms, Hagari claimed Hamas is trying to hold out because they doubt Israel will continue their attack on Gaza for much longer because President Biden of the United States will pressure Israel to shut things down in Gaza as the presidential elections continue. But I doubt that, as Benjamin Netanyahu marches to the beat of his own drum. However, the United States may cut off support for Israel, in which case all of the Jewish people that are within government are going to throw a massive fit, and there are many of them. Now, I'm hearing that Israel will likely continue the fight in Gaza for all of 2024, and I will continue to keep you updated on that, as much as I dislike covering these war topics. Now, before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. You get to decide if 2024 is a great year or a hard year. So give it all you've got. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. Thanks so much. Give this a like. Check out this video. Do not leave YouTube without it, and I will see you on the next video.